Yes, Senate President Bukola Saraki, and I beg your pardon, I named him earlier, led a strong delegation from the National Assembly. A number of senators in the delegation where they received the body at the Air Force Base, or rather 403 Flying Training School. And with him are Governors Muhammad Abdullahi Abubakar of Bauchi, Jigawa Muhammad Badr Abubakar, and of course Borno State, Kashim Shatima, as well as Sokoto, Aminu Waziri Tambwal, and so many emirs, traditional rulers, diplomats, politicians, captains of industry, business executives, and a host of others. And as my colleague Benny Adams was saying, Kano is, we can say, is shut down as a busy city. On our way coming to this place, most of the roads were virtually empty, and people were either coming to this place or remaining in their homes or places of business. Although it is a work-free day here, Kano is indeed mourning. Mourning a highly respected son and a father. And indeed, he's a father to almost all Nigerians. Looking at reading tributes that were pouring or flowing since yesterday when the news of his demise broke out. From this place, it is expected that from after the prayer, the remains of the late Damasani will be taken to Wali Megeza Cemetery at Kofar Mazugal in the city. It is a cemetery where most of those, the people of Yola is a settlement for a Fulani clan that contributed to the Sokoto Jihad, are part of the Sokoto Caliphate. So most of the great grandfathers of Damasani were buried at that cemetery. His father and his eldest son, who died about 20 years ago, Bashir Yusuf Maitama Sule, was also buried there. So he too will, from this place, the Emir's Palace Kano, will be taken to that graveyard. And the ambulance is being moved to the arena as the Emir, who apparently will be the one to lead the funeral prayer, are waiting.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdullahi. We can see the ambulance conveying the remains of the great iconic politician, a distinguished diplomat, an educationist, making its way into the arena at the Emir's Palace, where the Emir of Kano, Mahmoud Sanusi II, is waiting to lead the funeral prayers. Joined by the Emir is a strong delegation from the presidency led by the Senate President, Honorable Abubakar Saraki, alongside the Kano State Governor, Governor Ganduje, alongside governors of Jigawa, Kebbi, and all the other northern governors, as well as visitors who came from all across the country. We also have the leadership of the All Progressives Congress here on ground to pay their last respect to this revered leader, one person who has contributed in no small measure in promoting peace across the diverse ethnicity in Nigeria. Glowing tributes have been pouring in from the moment the news of his demise broke yesterday in the morning. And Kano has been a beehive of activities where the business community, the political class, family, friends and well-wishers are all assembled here to pay their last respects. At this point, any moment from now, we expect the prayers to be offered for the repose of his soul, after which the remains will be taken for final laying at the family graveside. Stay tuned as we bring you details of every activity that takes place here. Abdullahi, are we expecting the prayers to take off at this moment?
Yes, the ambulance carrying the remains of the late Damasani is approaching the front row where the emir and other dignitaries are standing. And in the course of your commentary, I have cited some other dignitaries, including the Minister of State Minister of State Aviation, Alaji Hadi Sirika, and that of Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Kayode Fayemi. They have also come to be part of this event. And it seems the place is tight. The ambulance is being led to the arena, and apparently the body could not be removed from the ambulance, and they are driving it slowly to the point of prayer.
Okay, I can see the Senate President. I can see the Emir of Kano, Momodu Sunusi II. Watch closely as efforts being made to bring the remains out of the ambulance for the final prayers, which will be the mark of respect, the last respect that would be accorded this great nationalist. He is one great personality that has affected the thousands of people, which is evident in the number of people who have turned up here to witness, though a sad event. But as it is, there is time for everyone to go back to the Creator. This icon is being celebrated even in death, and it is believed that his legacies will live on even after he's long gone. History will make it available for generations unborn to get to know the contributions he made towards the development and unity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He served with distinction in the First Republic. He also served in the Second Republic, and before the Second Republic, he served in the military regime in different capacities. And amidst all these opportunities, he served as a patriot. He never was found wanting. He was not someone that would be said to have so many accounts. Some would say he died a rich man, not in terms of monetary gains, but someone who offered selflessly service to God and humanity. Such virtues will be extolled, not here and now, but beyond this level. At this point, the ambulance is here. Still, the crowd is much, so it's so difficult to manage people who see this man as not just a friend, as not just a national leader, but as a member of family. As efforts are being made to remove the remains of this great icon from the ambulance for the final prayer, tributes, glowing tributes, continue to flow in. As a young man, Abdullahi, growing up in Kano, from what you've heard about the masanin, what is your own experience? In your journalistic work, have you come in contact with him? Has it touched your life in any way?
Actually, Damasani, as many people, or rather people have been pouring tributes using so many adjectives to describe him. I think only someone of his caliber can best describe who is Damasani. No one in Kano, not only I as an upcoming journalist, will deny benefiting from the wisdom in this man. Whenever he speaks, he inspires. Whenever he attends a gathering, it is always an educative moment, or rather event. So history, I think, is what I think I learned more from this great gentleman and nationalist. In one of the tributes, one of my friends described him as a repository of history. Another described him as a warehouse. So now let's hold on for the prayer which has already commenced. The prayer has just been concluded. and it was led by the Chief Imam of Kano, Professor Emeritus Muhammad Sani Zaharuddin, and not the Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II. And due to the crowd, the remains of the masanin had to be prayed upon inside the ambulance. So now I think they are trying to create a way for the ambulance, and as we have stated, it will be taken to the Wali Mai Geza cemetery for Mazuga, and it is not actually a family cemetery. It is a community. It's a cemetery for for the whole city. But maybe due to its proximity, and it was the first cemetery used by the Yolawa community who settled in Kano more than 200 years ago. That's why it's being seen as a graveyard for the Yolawa people. It's like actually the preferred cemetery for the Yolawa community, who are mostly traditional rulers, and been led by the Madaki of Kano, who is the chairman of the Council of Kingmakers Council of the Kano Emirate. Now the Emir is leading other dignitaries into the palace for the continuation of condolences, as other people are leading the remains to that cemetery. Over to you, Benny.
Thank you, Abdullahi. From what we can see, the multitude here who turned up to pay their last respect to this great icon goes further to show his contributions not only to Kano as a state, but to this nation, because here we've seen dignitaries from across the country, from outside the country, come to pay homage, come to pay their last respects to this one man who has distinguished himself as a politician, a progressive voice, someone who is being described as a forthright leader. Some say he is the last of his kind. At the age 88, though we're told it's just about a few months to his 88th birthday, he has lived well as a nationalist, as a distinguished diplomat. He's seen as a colossus whose life and time can be described as a book, a must-read book that all Nigerians who are interested in nation building will have to be a part of, because he is someone who zealously loved Nigeria. And he didn't just love Nigeria, he prayed, wished, and worked for peace and unity of this country. That he did to the very last day. Like we heard from Abdullahi, his remains has been taken off the Emir's palace to the community graveyard, where he'll be laid to rest. While that is on, the Emir, as well as the delegation from the presidency led by the Senate President, Alhaji Bukola Saraki, have moved into the Emir's palace for continuation of condolences, where they will be receiving condolences from the business community in Kano and people who came in from across the country. Abdullahi, over to you.
As you have said, he's always a promoter of unity, peace, unity of Nigeria. Even his recent speeches, I could remember during the investiture night, held during the 50th anniversary of Kano's statehood. He was one of those honored and spoke at the event. His words were for Nigerians to remain united, for Nigerians to live with one another, to be their brother's keeper, as he repeatedly said whenever he spoke. He also attended I think that was the last public event he attended on June 6th this year, when during an event to mark the 3rd year of the demise of late Emir of Kano, Alhaji Ado Bayero, one of his closest associates. Then he also spoke on the upcoming generations to be patriotic, to emulate their founding fathers, to work towards Nigeria's greatness as envisioned and envisaged by founding fathers, including the Sardonas, who he always spoke about his qualities of leadership and his dreams for the masses, as well as those of the Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and of course Alhaji Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, the late Prime Minister of Nigeria. What they have loved Nigeria to become up to the time they've answered the call of their creator. The Masani always see any person, irrespective of his belief, ethnic or political affiliation, as a son, a friend, or a father. He never preaches or move against anybody. He always preaches peaceful coexistence and unity among Nigerians. So this is something I can say we missed, or Nigerians are missing, of the Masani of Kano, Alhaji Yusuf Maitama Sule. And this title of the Masani, he is the first person to hold this title in Kano Emirate, and was appointed by the former Emir, late Sir Muhammadu Sanusi I. That is the grandfather of the present Emir. And the Damasani means the learned son of Kano. And I think my colleagues outside there are trying to speak with some of the dignitaries who attended the funeral. So let's go over to them. We are facing audio challenges there, and the person speaking is the Accountant General of the Federation, Alhaji Ahmed Idris. So even the dignitaries are moving out. They are actually not going inside the palace. They are going to their vehicles to go and witness the final respect, that is the final rites, that is the burial at the cemetery.
Hello. So much I confirm it. He's okay, Mike. Shikenan, sir. Sorry, sir. Please, can you demand us? Aviation.
Something I've said it a lot.
Well, at this juncture, guests, distinguished guests who were on ground here to pay their last respects inside the Emir's palace, where we are trying to gain access. While his remains been conveyed to the graveside, guests are at the Emir's palace, where the Emir Mahmoud Sanusi II is receiving condolence. The crowd we saw here goes to show who the late masanin Kano was to the people of Kano and to Nigeria. He is one detribalized Nigerian who spoke the truth at any opportunity during his lifetime. He is one who is regarded as a core Democrat who was fearless when it comes to the affairs of state. He said it as it is. He was actually an exceptional orator and also an accomplished public servant whom was never found wanting. In all the capacities, he served his nation, both within and outside the shores of Nigeria, particularly at the United Nations. As a mark of respect, it is expected that the masanin will be honored by Nigerians, particularly the political class, where we are expected to tour the path of dialogue in addressing our grievances and eschew ethnic tensions has been experienced. That I see is the highest respect we can give this man at this point. He is also one man whom, despite having lost his sight, he never retreated to himself, but he made himself available to all and sundry. He provided good counsel to leaders at every point in time. He honored virtually all invitations. I remember he was in Kaduna sometime a few months ago, where he delivered a lecture on how we can harness the abundant natural resources we have in Nigeria as a way, as a remedy to getting out of recession. He spoke with so much eloquence that you can never fault him at any point in time. The elder masanin, I believe, will be greatly missed because he is a community leader.
As we come to the end of the live telecast, let me add something. Many dignitaries have come from neighboring Niger and Chad as well as Cameroon. And I think this is all we can bring you from the Emir's Palace, Kano, where the funeral prayer for late Damasani of Kano, Alhaji Yusuf Maitama Sule, was just conducted, and dignitaries are conveying the remains to the cemetery. On behalf of all members of the Outside Broadcast crew and my colleague Benny Adams, I'm Abdullah Mustafa, thanking you for being with us.